Hello guys, welcome back onto the Dutch couch. I want to talk about Man United, and in my opinion, they are massively getting left behind. There's no doubts, right? Historically, United are one of the biggest, if not the biggest club in the world, right? We know that. I don't think they're acting like it. And in my opinion, INEOS, they don't know their arse from their elbow. They seem to be making a hash of everything. Recruitment. I mean, they finished 15th in the Premier League last season, right? Which was disastrous for a club of that size and history. But all I'm seeing is their competitors, the big clubs around them, strengthening massively. And United are just lagging behind, feeding on scraps. They're making an absolute hash of this Brian and Buemo deal. That's lingering. That's been festering all summer. How they can't get this deal done? Even Brian and Buemo must be thinking these lot they're incompetent here. If you're looking at Liverpool, who won the Premier League last season, right? Run away with it basically. They've not stood still with Arne Slot. They've gone straight out, smashed the transfer record for Florian Wirtz from Leverkusen. They've got a fantastic left back from Bournemouth in Kirkes, and the Dutch right back Frimpong from Leverkusen. So you're thinking they've spent money, and there's talk today of them going in for Alexander Isak again. Unbelievable. They're just trying to improve all the time. They're not standing on their laurels. You look at Arsenal. I know they're not winning trophies, but they're pushing. They're making multiple signings again. You're looking at, they're trying to sign Victor Gyökeres. Looks like that's going to go through. Another player, Gyökeres, who obviously Amorim had him at Porto, didn't he? Sporting Lisbon, sorry. He didn't want to go there. He doesn't want to go to Man United. And when a player makes it clear he doesn't want to go to United, you know that the pull of United is no longer there, in my opinion. You've got Newcastle. They're improving. I mean, they've gone in for Hugo Ekitike from Frankfurt. Another player who I'm hearing that Man United were interested, but it looks like he's going to Newcastle over United. Alanga from Forest they've signed. Fantastic player, developed really well. Another player that United deemed not good enough to be there. He would walk in that United team, trust me. He's good enough to play in this Man United team without a shadow of a doubt. It's crazy they let him go. Why not develop him? Unbelievable. Chelsea are going to keep spending and spending and spending. Tottenham are going to improve this year. All these teams, Villa, they're all improving. And United, I know they've secured the signing of Matthias Cunha, which to a fantastic signing. Got to say that. Fantastic signing. They've done that early. But did he have many other destinations that he could have gone to? Many clubs that wanted him? I'm not so sure. I didn't see much. I know Arsenal at one point was spoken about with Cunha. But I'm sure he went there because it was Man United. Historically, it was Man United. So you had the pull on that one. But this Buemo deal, they seem to be making a bit of a mess of this. Buemo, good player, had a good season. But for me, that is where United are at the moment. I like him, but how many top clubs could Brian Buemo play for? Starting 11s, I'm not so sure. I like him, good attitude, good player, but that is the level of Man United at the moment. I'm seeing online Man United fans buzzing over Buemo. 5 years ago, a player of that level, I don't think United fans would have gone crazy over. This is where they are. But the expectation of Ruben Amorim is one that I can't understand. I mean, I saw something about Ashley Young talking about him yesterday. I'm sure he said something about he's made a couple of signings or whatever, so now he's going to be judged, or he's got to stand up or whatever. That makes no sense for me. I think the people, United fans in particular, need to be judging is the people above Amorim, who are supplying him with the funds and the players for him to work his magic. This group of players at Man United, they're nowhere near the level to compete with any of those clubs up there. They're struggling to compete with the likes of the Brightons. This is their level at the moment. Brighton are above them, but this is their level. I think historically we know they're massive. They're a massive club and always will be. But there's a difference between being a big club and a big team. United are nowhere near being a big team at this moment in time. And I think they're light years away from getting there. They're going to be in the wilderness for many years, in my opinion. like I said about the pull, I really honestly don't think that Man United have the pull that they used to. I think if Man United come in for a player, and 6 or 7 other teams in the Premier League, even more probably coming for a player, I think United are down there in the pecking order. That is how it's got for them. The fall from grace since Sir Alex Ferguson stepped down there has been massive. It has been absolutely massive. I know they've picked up a few cups and that on the way, but not to the success that they're used to. And I'm looking at a plan. I don't see a plan there. I don't see a plan with recruitment. They just seem to do things on a whim, or they take too long to get the deals done. Like we're seeing with this in Buemo. He must be thinking how incompetent they are at the moment. He must be sitting there thinking, is there another opportunity out there? Because I'm not waiting around forever. Crazy in my opinion. Benjamin Sesko, another one. He wanted Arsenal. We made it clear. He's another option for Man United. And I'll tell you what, the difference, the players that Man United are being linked with, this is where you know where they are at this moment in time. I'm seeing them linked with players like Dominic Calvert-Lewin. For Man United to go in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I think that's a problem. They've been linked with, a couple of days ago, I think I see Moise Kean from Juventus. I'm sure he was at Everton. Players like this, these are not Man United players, in my opinion. And when you've got players like Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho, not so much to a level, but those sort of talent who want out of there, I'm not sure if they're the bad apples or it's just a shit environment there. Because it's been going on for years and years. The environment there has seemed toxic for so many years at United. They can't be all bad apples, these players. It's the environment they're in, I'm sure, a lot of it. It's got to be. It's no coincidence. But in my opinion, next season will be a huge struggle again. I mean, they've not even got any sort of European football to offer a player. So if a player comes available now, or they want a player, they've got no European football to offer him at all, no Champions League, not even Europa League or Conference League. So in that respect, how are they going to get hold of these big players? Because it's vital for United. They need to be in the Champions League, ASAP. They need to be there, not for the size of the club, financially, globally. They need to be playing at the top level, the top table of European football. They're European royalty, right? Up with Ajax, something like that, right? Get Ajax a mention. But they are European royalty. They have to be dining on the top European table. But are they going to be able to? They're not going to be able to prize these players in. They're not going to be, from what I'm reading and what I'm seeing online, they're not going to be able to offer the top wages because we're all here in their skin. So what are they going to offer them? That pool of being Manchester United is not enough. Nowhere near enough. Players now, they want either the big dog wages or they want to be playing in the top competitions, the Champions League. Not sure how United get around this. Constant poor recruitment. You've seen it for years now. Seen it for years with countless managers. They've brought players in for overinflated, people say United tax. I sort of agree. They've put players in for massively overinflated prices and they've got no sell-on value after them. They're poor. Some of these players are, I shit you not, they're probably playing twice over the odds for them. They're probably playing double their fucking market value just to get these players in. And they're underperforming, the value's going down even further. And they can't get shot of them, and they're on big contracts. They are in the shit. There's talk of this new stadium. Not sure who's paying for that. Is it the fucking taxpayer? Yeah. All this on top of the way that the owner there, Ratcliffe, has absolutely obliterated the staff, non-playing staff, the atmosphere, even the supporters. I think they've treated their supporters like absolute shit. The long-standing, loyal supporters, unbelievable. But a lot of these supporters are used to constant success. So this is a fucking absolute culture shock. All I'm seeing online, which is understandable, United fans, we are getting left behind. Why are the other clubs all reacting? Why are these clubs being proactive? This is one thing I say about United. They used to be proactive. They used to go in. As soon as that transfer window opened, or after the season, they had 2 or 3 bodies fucking signed. They was done. The deals were done, and they were ready for pre-season training. They were in the training camp. The team was set. All I'm seeing at United these days is unsettlement. Absolutely, no one seems to have an idea what the team's going to look like. I'm not even sure people are... I mean, I like Ruben Amorim, right? I done a video last year about him, just as he got the job, and I said he would absolutely take the Premier League by storm. For me, he hasn't been given the opportunity, and I'm not sure he will, to do what he wants to do to his ability at this club. And that's crazy to think that, because this is Manchester United. And if there's one club you'd think you're going to have the resources, you're going to have the platform, the environment to do that, it'd be there at Old Trafford. I mean, I've got my doubts that he's going to be able to do what he wants to do at that club. I mean, I did the final, the Europa League final, I did think Amorim made a massive fucking error leaving Garnacho out. I think if Garnacho plays in that final, they beat Spurs. It was only that last 15-20 Man United come alive when he was on the pitch. I've said about him tactically. I think he's brilliant tactically. What he does, he knows what he does. He trusts what he does, and it will come good. But he needs the tools. He needs to be provided with the right tools to bring out the qualities that he wants in his team. I'm not sure he's going to have it. In fact, I know he's not going to have it. It's not going to happen here, especially with the competition around you, with these teams spending absolutely fucking ridiculous amounts of money. I looked at Mohamed Kudus going to Spurs. Man United should have been all over that, in my opinion. I think he would have jumped at Man United. Would have done really well there. Yeah. But for me, like I said earlier, they're going to spend, in my opinion, a massive amount of time in the wilderness. That is a huge job, and I think it's bigger than Ruben Amorim ever even imagined. Yeah. I personally think he's probably having some fucking regrets going there. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, lots has got to change at Man United. But for me, most importantly, it's at the top. Works from the top down. The success at a club starts from the top, in my opinion, and cycles down. The mentality, the environment there. You've got to be winners. Man United have always been winners on and off the pitch. Now they're has-beens. They're wannabes. They're lagging. Absolutely lagging behind clubs. Yeah, crazy. Not going to drone on. Thanks for watching. On to the next one.